Kids, good evening. Wanted to update you on my medical condition. I know it's been kind of hard to follow the last week and something, actually since August. Real quick synopsis so you know where we're at. Last August I was given a drug called citalopram, and for no particular reason, just because I had changed psychiatrists, and psychiatrists love to monkey with your medicines even if they're working all right. But I was doing good on what I was on. But he added citalopram to my daily habit of drugs, and I lost all human emotion from about mid-August until like the first week in January. It was an interesting experience, one I wouldn't want to do again, but it was interesting. And at first I took it kind of hard, but then I said, this is an adventure, and not having to feel anything is like a vacation. So I just checked out and went on vacation. But I'm back, and I'm happy for that, kind of. Not so much this week, but kind of. Then a couple weeks ago, my doctor put me on this new stuff called, I don't know what it's called, like lamivudine or something like that. And it's basically what it was a drug that was designed for epileptics, and now they use it as a mood stabilizer for people with certain mental health conditions. So they decided they'd try that on me, even though I wasn't having like violent mood swings. But you know, why not rat test me, right? So they got me to start on the starter pack, and this stuff's like really dangerous, and they give you lots of warnings. Even the doctor gave me lots of warnings. Stuff really dangerous. So yeah, I was really excited to take that. And I was on the titration pack, and I got to week 3, day 4, out of a 5-week titration pack, and then it doubled again to like my regular dose after that, but I never made it that far. I got to week 3, day 4. Having a great day, posted on Facebook how great I was feeling. And then I got an itch. And then another itch. And suddenly my whole body was red. I was itching from head to toes. I couldn't itch fast enough. My breathing was shallow. I was totally freaking out. So the gatekeeper took me to the hospital, and they were very good about getting me in pretty quick because I was like in tragic shape. And then they medicated me, and I don't really remember a lot after that. But apparently a lot went on. So that was last week. Now my shrink was on vacation, so he had a surprise waiting for him when he got home on Monday, which was my trip to the hospital. So yesterday he decided to call me in for an emergency meeting, and yeah, it was an emergency because there was something afoot. And what it turned out to be afoot was that his nurse gave me incorrect information and told me to keep taking that medication. You can't just step off of it, or it could really hurt you. Meanwhile, the emergency room told me don't take that shit again. And the psychiatrist that he had on standby for him told me don't take that shit again. But his nurse wanted me to keep taking it. So yeah, he wasn't too happy about that. And thanks to the gatekeeper for that one, because I wasn't conscious for that conversation. So apparently I had that conversation on the phone the next morning. I still wasn't awake. So fast forward to today. Last night I picked up these new pills. Again, another drug that's supposed to take care of seizures, which I don't have, and supposed to stabilize my mood, which has been. So what it was fixing, I don't know. But I took the pill last night, laid down my reclining bed that has adjustable, and watched the Olympics and got into it, and went to bed because I had to get up really early this morning for my first skin doctor appointment, or dermatologist appointment, and it was all the way across the county, like on the far other side of the county. So I got up early because I really don't know that area that well, and made sure I got there early on time, parked in front of the place, hung out, listened to my 80s music, checked out the news on Twitter and whatever. And when I went in, this woman never met me, and so she had to do a full head to toenails examination of me. And one of the things she was looking for was skin cancer. I already have psoriasis, so she wanted to see how much of it I had, and she was kind of surprised how much I had, and all the fun little places it's popped up. Yeah, she was pretty amused by that. And then she said, I don't know you, but you don't look particularly well. And I said, well, I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you. She goes, no, but you're really red. Really, really red. Are you always this red? I'm like, nope. This looks like last week when I had an allergic reaction. So she said, yeah, and you look a little swollen. Great. Well, thank you very much. And she said, send you some cream to the store and have a nice day. So off I went, across the county again, skittered over to the lighthouse. My buddy's at the lighthouse. And the therapist that's there twice a week, was there today. And I went in and saw her about this, situation from last week and the situation in the morning, because I thought it was really creepy to have my body examined medically. I don't mind being a sex object, but I was really not into being examined, especially if I'm not getting paid. So yeah, I don't know, that was just wrong on too many levels for me. So I must have some sort of disorder. Anyhow, they said, you look like hell and you're way too red. What's going on? You look like you're having an allergy attack and you're acting funny. I'm like, funny like haha, or funny like what? And they're like, not like normal, just go. Go to that doctor that gave you this crap. Okay, so I went to the doctor, back to the Dr. Ganani, my shrink. And he took me within like 90 seconds when I said, I'm having an allergy attack and I'm all red and itchy and nauseous. So he took me in the back. He had got this fabulous tan from his vacation. He lost all of his tan. His jaw dropped open. He turned pale. He said, you look horrible. I'm like, I'm having an allergic reaction. And then he says to me, this is really helpful. He says to me, I've never had a patient have an allergic reaction to this medication. And I just dropped my arms down in front of him. I said, well, you can't say that now because you gave me this. And I'm having an allergic reaction. So, throw that out of your head. And he's like, oh my God. I said, so is this fatal? Do I need to be going to like the ER or something? And he says, oh, well, just go home and take some Benadryl. I said, well, I'm really nauseous and Benadryl makes me nauseous. So why don't, is there another opportunity, another thing I can do? He's like, well, then just take the Benadryl in the afternoon or the evening before you go to bed. Oh, okay. So I could just sit around all day having allergic reactions. It's like, yeah. So I'm like, great. Got back in my truck, went back to the lighthouse. And they looked at me like, why are you back here? So I told them the story and they were like, oh, he told you that? He told you what? Oh my God. I said, yeah, so I'm here to be supervised for just a little while before I go home. And then I tried to sit down in the group, which I really like, and I had to get up immediately and go like projectile vomit in the bathroom, and like I was like being exercised. It was not cute. So I went and reported that after I was done, and they said, get out, get out, get out, go get your gatekeeper, go to the urgent care. So I went home and the gatekeeper was there, and I said, gatekeeper dude, I have another allergic reaction. And he's like, yeah, it looks bad. So we ended up in the ER instead of the urgent care because I didn't want to get in a fight. I really don't care. I have insurance for all of that. And apparently what I thought was bad got apparently 100 times worse than last week, and last week was a nightmare. I was vomiting from the depths of my soul with my full body force. Chest muscles, ab muscles, leg muscles, toe muscles, arm muscles, neck muscles, everything. I was I was running myself literally out of oxygen and locking up. That's how hard I was trying to vomit. And what I did get out, which I didn't have much in because I lost that at the lighthouse, was basically bile. And from the taste of it, it probably was bile that I made like 2 years ago, and every drop I've made since then. It was really rough, and it really burned my throat, and it really burned my vocal cords, and I'm not really feeling it. But yeah, that's what happened. And then I guess I had a seizure or 2 or 5, I don't know. I didn't even know where I was for the longest time. Didn't know. Couldn't figure it out, and nothing made sense, and people looked like cartoons, and every time I looked, my eyes were really blurry. I had like real vision problems. I was real sensitive to the light of those like hospital lights, and it was kind of a nightmare. And luckily the gatekeeper stayed with me and stayed patient and everything else and got me around, and they injected me with things to stop me being nauseous, and things to make me stop reacting, and things to, you know, bring, because I just wasn't having a total panic attack. I was having like a complete PTSD fucking meltdown panic attack. I don't get those very often. I have PTSD, and I've had it for quite a long time, but I don't normally get these like complete meltdowns. Usually I just make it to like a really strong anxiety attack, and there's a difference between a PTSD panic attack and your garden variety crazy anxiety attack. I can handle the anxiety attacks anytime, but I just had no clue, like haven't had one in so long. But yeah, but this totally made me lose control, and it took away my ability to communicate and to speak for myself, and that freaked me out, because if you're not your own if you can't defend yourself and speak for yourself, they will screw you in this world so badly. So unless you're articulate and you know what you're talking about and you educate yourself every day on all kinds of things, you never know what kind of questions they're going to come up with. And it's so easy, and I want to make sure this point goes out, it's so easy already to discount mentally ill people and just, you know, whisk them away as if they have no valid opinions or, you know, no valid construct at all. And I've, you know, seen this and lived with it for a long time. And they started doing that today, and that was really pissing me off, because right next to me in this place they stuck me, I don't even know where that was, but I was like in this chair that looked like an airplane chair, and I thought I was flying somewhere because I was so dizzy and my head was like running 1,000,000 miles an hour and all this. I couldn't like keep a thought. I didn't know my name. I didn't care. I just saw what looked like an airplane chair and thought I was going somewhere. So there was a kid. The hospital's under construction right now, like the ER section, and there was this kid standing there for like 2.5 hours all by himself. He wasn't bothering everybody, but people were just walking by and paying no attention to him. And I thought, how could that be? And I could totally describe him. He had like golden brown hair that was kind of like a bowl cut, and he probably looked like 8 or 9, and he had like clothes from the late 70s or early 80s, so I assumed like his parents shopped at thrift stores or something, because like I haven't seen a paisley print shirt since the 70s, so I know that, you know. And then they had these brown pants that I remember way back in the day too. They're not like cords or Levi's or something, but they're this other thing that's kind of like Levi's, and they're really weird. But that's what he had on, this paisley shirt and these brown pants. And he just stood there, and I pointed him out to the gatekeeper. I pointed him out to the nurse, and the nurse had the nerve to tell me he's not there. I'm like, look, he's been there for hours. People walk by him, I can see him. He's still there. He's told me his name. I mean, you know, don't tell me he's not there. Sorry. Maybe he's not there for you, but he's there for me. So, you know, if you put LSD in this thing, good job. So then I got all these drugs, and they finally got me to calm down and stop vomiting and everything else, and finally they let me go gracefully. And my home health aide came right when I got home, and she helped make my bed, like redo my bed and wash the dishes and stuff, because I'm just out of it. So thank you so much, everybody, for all the prayers and the love and everything that you've sent out, and I hope you all had a great Valentine's Day. And I'm out for now because I just took my evening meds and they're about to kick my ass and put me to sleep. So, good night.